We've upped our standards. So now, up yours. The Daily Mojo.
Speaking of clusters, our very favorite cluster. What? I didn't call Cal a cluster. I can't believe we've got you twice in like your face and stuff.
Well, you know, I told you it's like we're back to school now, so I'm not out dropping kids off at camp by this time. I'm just doing my normal thing. You're interrupting it, Brad.
Every damn day.
Ron,
yes.
Ron, look at his eyes. Doesn't he have pretty eyes?
He has gorgeous eyes. I love his eyes.
He really does. They're striking eyes.
Yeah.
It might be a wow. They got really big then. Well, good. Yeah. Well, what does she use to see with now? See, my mom's dead, so I can. Anyhow. So, how has your week been, first of all, before we get down to business?
Typical, man. Typical.
That's great. So, anyway, Ron, what? Yeah. I love that gag. Yeah. Anyway, have you had a good week, Cal? Because I'm concerned.
I mean, it's like I know you probably go through the same thing. Like you go through kind of a balance of living your life and just trying not to get consumed by the sheer. I don't even know what word to describe what life is like in this country anymore. Like, you know, you just mentioned another 24 billion. Like, I try so hard not to get angry because it's infuriating. And you're just like, where is it going? Where's it going to end? And I just, I welcome the aliens. I hope the alien overlords just come and just wipe the entire, just melt DC completely into the ground. And let's just, let the chips fall where they may. So I go between that and just try to like live a normal life, work my job, take care of my kids, be a good dad, be a good husband, and all that stuff. And at the same time, suppress the rage that makes me want to just kill something. Does that round out what you feel?
I kind of like that. I like that. I want to get your opinion on a couple of things before we do go much further, because we here at the Daily Mojo may have to institute some DEI training just to comply with federal rules and regulations. And we had yesterday Brandon Morse. He gave his opinion on some of the materials we're going to have to be presenting. And we've borrowed some of these materials from Deloitte & Touche in the United Kingdom. So we just wanted to get kind of your opinion on some of this DEI material. This is just a snippet from their DEI training video that we'd like you to take a look at and just kind of give us your thoughts. So here's the first snippet, if you will. I have an IQ of 170, a first from Cambridge, a master's from Harvard. And then she does that, shows us her right breast and says, did I mention the IQ of 170? Now, and this is a legit DEI training video from Deloitte and Touche in the UK. What would you, as, an employee, take away from that?
I mean, she's got some nice boobies. I thought they looked nice.
You. Right.
Perky.
Yeah.
At first I thought, when it was obvious that it was a woman dressed as a man, I was like, okay, they're, it's going to be like the usual gender stuff. And then I was actually glad that she's a woman and she like wasn't, trying to pretend that she's something that she's not. Right. So that part, the IQ thing, I don't care. I guess congratulations that you have that IQ.
All right. So that's all right. So can you really? I mean, in the real world, can you have boobs and a 170 IQ though? Come on.
I mean, I
seriously.
I like to think there are plenty of people, because I won't gender here, people that have boobs and 170 IQ. I wouldn't be surprised.
All right. Play you another little piece of this. You tell me what you think of this next one. I'm just like you. And then she rips her arm off. Actually, I'm not, she says. And so what? Now, tell us, please, what you, as an employee watching this training video, are gaining from that one.
I'm confused. Like, what is that?
Right.
What does it have to do with anything?
Great party trick,
what
though,
kind of company
right?
is this? This is a DEI video for what kind of a company?
They're Deloitte, aren't they accountants, Deloitte and Touche?
Yeah.
I think they are.
Deloitte and Touche, it's called?
Yeah.
And it's an accounting company?
it's just Deloitte in the UK. But, I mean, she's obviously has a removable appendage. So that would freak your ass out in the middle of the workday, wouldn't it?
I mean, cool. Like, you can take your arm off. I mean, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to
What Brad
respond.
said yesterday, she's got a built-in back scratcher.
She does. She can.
For
She
those
never has
Those
to worry.
places you can't reach, yeah.
Right.
A
The
built-in
rest of
scratcher in
us,
general.
right.
any
The
part of
rest
the
of us
body.
have to get like a pen. She can just whip her arm off and scratch her own back with it. So I think that's a bonus.
I got one
Unlike
too. This one
He
doesn't
does.
attach to my
See?
doesn't attach to my
There.
my arm, but it's it does the same. I can get in the back there.
You could tape that to your arm and freak people out. So anyway, thank you for your input. We just need to find out, if our DEI training videos are going to be effective, and I think you've answered that
So
question.
does that mean you have to find an amputee and a well endowed breasted woman for your videos?
Who doesn't want to find those people every day?
Okay.
Just saying, if
All right.
you get the hot babe who is an amputee, then you're way ahead of the game. All right, so you do get a twofer, and if you we'll get into what we suggested that the two of them might want to do later. We did that yesterday. You'll just have to think about it. What is our podcast of the week here from Cal?
All right. The podcast of the week. Sorry, I got to use my phone for a second here.
Damn it!
It's really an interesting one. Okay. It's called The Good Thief. Look up The Good Thief on any podcast there. This is about a total badass dude. What do you get when you come across Jesse James, Robin Hood, and Jack Bauer? You get this badass mofo from Greece, whose name is. I'm sorry, I got to look again because I can't pronounce his name quite right. Vasilis Paliokostas.
Oh, I like that.
What's known for doing is essentially robbing banks, making a bit of a profit, and then giving the rest away to farmers in Greece who are being screwed by the government. This was back in the 90s.
Nice.
His story starts back in the 90s when he went on an insane crime spree of armed robbery, blackmail, extortion, and kidnapping. Basically, his MO was to kidnap a super rich bastard, hold him for a ridiculous ransom, and then sell him back to his stupid family in exchange for giant piles of cold, hard cash. Then he'd take that bling, keep a small percentage of it for himself, and distribute the rest of his newly acquired wealth to impoverished farmers of the tiny rural province in which he grew up. The dude quickly made a name for himself as the Robin Hood of Greece and was beloved by fans of badassery, the people of the lower classes, and pretty much anybody else who was in the process of robbing and extorting for money. But get this, not only was he a thief, but he was even the people he kidnapped came out later saying he was very polite and respectful and gave them kind of an overall view of how bad they were, what they were doing to hurt essentially the regular populace people who they were being taken advantage of.
So it looks like he's still alive. If you search for him online,
He's alive,
it says
on
he's
the land.
still alive.
They don't know where he is. They have a task force dedicated to trying to find this guy right now. But he's been missing. He escaped from prison 5 different times, twice in a helicopter.
How do you get
made a vow never to harm
that's
a member of the public in his criminal escapades, and he's never hurt anybody. Even though he's had a machine gun, he's never shot anybody or hurt anybody. So essentially, steal from the rich, give to the poor, make a little bit of a profit in the process, and be completely awesome all the time. That's what this
be completely awesome. Now, is it possible, because some people say that he may not even be real?
I mean, no, there's pictures of him. He's been arrested 5 times, so yeah, he's real. He's been arrested more than that, but he's escaped prison 5 separate times. On foot, 3, twice in a helicopter. So he's a real dude. He's this bald, stocky Greek guy.
How do you get a helicopter? You're a badass if you can arrange for a helicopter to break you out of a prison. That's pretty damn cool. That's really cool. I like him.
And of course, the downside of being a career criminal is even a happy-go-lucky one who commits non-violent crimes in the name of the oppressed populace is that eventually the long arm of the law is going to bitch slap you in the face really, really hard. And in 95, he was caught by the fuzz, convicted of kidnapping, robbery, weapons charges, hauled off to federal pound-me-in-the-ass penitentiary known as Korydallos Prison. It's a pretty bad prison.
That sounds painful.
Yes, but he escaped.
Have you ever been picked up by the fuzz?
I declined to comment on that question.
It's probably a good thing that you did. Yes.
Why? I mean, I've never been picked up by the fuzz, but I've been swung around by the nipples.
Hey-o.
I love.
The joke never gets old, Brad. It never.
It doesn't. It really does. At least not to me. And that's all that really matters. This guy sounds badass. I like him because everybody loves Robin Hood.
I mean, I have mixed feelings about Robin Hood. I don't like the theory of robbing from the rich to give to the poor because that can get very skewed very quickly. And what's the definition of rich? What's the definition of poor? This is where the government starts to come in and say we need to redistribute, blah blah blah. So I'm all for helping the struggling populace and that's being screwed by the government, but I get a little wish-washy when you start saying steal from the rich, give to the poor. But
what if Robin Hood is giving to you? What if Robin Hood always gives to you? Then do you like Robin?
No, because I wasn't a fan of stimulus
Liar.
checks. They were giving free money out to everybody, and not to go down the rabbit hole, but look where we are now because of that. Inflation.
Right.
And
to be fair, though, we were way down that rabbit hole before they even did that. So
true.
We were already screwed by the time they even got to that idea. But still, I mean, generally speaking, even rich people like Robin. I mean, it's a feel good story because you never put yourself in the position of think, well, I'm the rich guy. You always are the person in your mind when you're hearing a story like that because it doesn't matter how rich you are, you always feel like there's somebody else out trying to get you.
Look, contrary to popular belief, most wealthy people in this country were not handed the opportunity. They worked hard to get there. There's a couple billionaires out there that had daddy give them a loan. I'm not gonna deny that, but the majority of wealthy earned it. And I'm not a fan of saying just because they have more that I deserve some of that for some reason or another, or it's gray area for me. But anyway, I like badasses, and this guy is a badass. I'll take this story, and he didn't just go out handing money. Like he went to his village where he grew up. The farmers were in a difficult situation because of the government and how they were being treated by the government. So he essentially gave it to them. But I'm a fan of people who have really unique stories and do things in the right way, and this guy's one of them.
Can I quote you on that?
Yeah, go for it. Quote me.
All right, just want to make sure.
Badasses?
I'm a fan of good stories and people, do good things. I did want to update you because in the past, people have gone to the interwebs to find out whether or not, I am, for instance, a rich or a poor. And in the past, they have discovered that if you Google me, I'm worth $14 million. And I just want everyone to know that Google has now
revised that. Yeah.
Yeah. Networthpost.org says now my net worth is only $700,000. So apparently I've been the victim of Robin Hood. I've been stolen from, and I'd like my damn money back, please.
Who's that in the picture?
That's my son. My son Bob.
It's a dude with hair.
Of yours?
Yeah.
A distant cousin with better hair and more.
I miss him. I miss him.
More in shape physique. Look at that guy. Look at those cheekbones. Look at that forehead.
I still have cheekbones. Shut up.
Look at the life
They're
in his
in
eyes.
there.
Hasn't been drained by years
Right.
and years. The sparkle in his
black
eye.
and dead like a shark. Hang on a second. No, let's see. It doesn't say I'm rich worth anymore over here. Damn it. Up next. Shoot, they want me to punch next. My net worth. No, see, I like this one better. My net worth over here is between $1 million and $5 million. So
What
I'm good.
website is this again? I'm gonna have to look
This one
myself
is
up, see how rich I am.
This one is Celebs Age Wiki.
Celeb
And,
age.
Or just Google your name and net worth and see what it comes up with.
I'm not a
see if
celebrity. Though. I know you're a celebrity. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Who
but
knew?
not either. Yeah, it's funny because if you put in your name, it doesn't come up with jack shit.
Exactly. That's my point. So it is pretty accurate. You are worth $700,000.
Wait a second. No, wait. Actually, there's a report on you from World Radio History, and your name is in there for something.
For being devilishly handsome?
Maybe. Because it says there's a story about you in the November 2001 CMJ New Music Report. So you're in there somewhere.
Whatever it says is not true. That woman got her shoes back.
That.
Okay.
Did she though? Did she? Oh wait.
She did.
Hold on a second. Did you ever work at WSOU?
Yeah, that's my college radio station. Oh, look at that. Wow. That's old school.
Well, there you go. So there's the story about you from 2001. Who knew? Can't get rid of the interweb is forever.
It truly is. It truly is.
He's a little shocked. He's a little shocked.
I am. That's
so there you
it's
go.
from
There
college, literally 20-something years ago.
That would be 2001. That'd be 22 years ago. Good for you. So the podcast is, again, Outlaws, The Good Thief, and it's a kind of it looks fascinating. I may actually listen to this one on. Are you doing any walking? Are you getting your steps in every day?
I am. I'm hitting the gym pretty regularly.
How many steps are you getting a day?
I don't know. I'm not counting my steps. I go and I.
Oh no, you got to count your steps. You got to count your steps. You got to get the little pedometer thing you do. Who cares? Because if you get a higher number, you win.
What do I win?
And fun stuff. You could win.
A less punchy
big stuff.
lever?
Yes, you could. But if you just activate the pedometer thingy on your phone, it'll tell you how many steps you've walked every day, and it'll make you healthier. For instance, on Wednesday, I walked 5,791 steps. Ron is walking.
Enough of the crap that I do. I got to hear about how many steps I'm taking too, and they got to know that.
Yes,
too. No,
it's a way to track your progress. Just saying, it's a good. So I'm gonna listen to this on when I get most of my steps in a little bit later after the program. So, and again, you can get the Outlaws, The Good Thief podcast anywhere you buy, sell, trade, or barter for podcasts. Is it new? How long's it been out?
It's relatively new. There's like 8 or 9 episodes. It's not old, but it's not brand new.
All right, so you're not throwing a bunch of old crap at us and trying to say that you deserve a raise. No, it's pretty new.
Who cares if it's older? It's still good.
Is it? Speaking of old again, there he is. WSOU celebrates and says goodbye to 15 years of New Jersey's hardest rock. Wasn't that your nickname in college?
Yeah.
The hardest rock?
A little backstory, the college radio
you.
station I worked at was a hard rock station, and it had been that way for 30, 40 years. And I happened to go to a Catholic university, Seton Hall University, and the university all of a sudden, it was kind of a dichotomy of having like a Catholic school and playing like Slayer and, really heavy, like crazy metal. And they came in one year and they're like, you need to change the format. You've been doing this for too long. You got to change it. And the student body that ran the station fought against changing the format. That's what that story's about.
Really? Well, good. Well, we're going to put it out there for the world to see so that now people can learn all about you back when you were a Ute in the country. Good for you. Good for you. All right, there he is, Cal, and you do those dreamy blue eyes are just. I mean, you look good. I'm just you and your eyes. So you be well for the next week, and then we'll catch up with you, and we'll do it all again. How's that sound?
A pleasure, my friend. I look forward to it. This is the one thing every week that I truly wake up in the morning and I'm like, I get to talk to you today. Yeah.
That is so sweet. Ron, make sure he gets the money.
Okay. I will.
The First Amendment lives here. Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.